This is 9 News.
Now, it might be a strange time to have a talk about this, but with so many fires breaking out this winter, we really need to be thinking ahead.
Absolutely, and that is why Carol Walker is joining us. She's the Executive Director of the Rocky Mountain Insurance Association. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
We usually talk to you as we're getting into the summer months because that's fire season, but I guess there is no fire season anymore, right?
Really, there's not. Anytime we have this warm, windy conditions, that equals a recipe for disaster. So you need to be thinking about mitigating your property and also protecting your personal finances. Time of year to do an insurance checkup, both for wind damage, for fire damage. Know what that policy covers, know what it doesn't. Standard policy covers fire, but how much do you have? What are your deductibles? And then there's certain coverage that are triggered on an evacuation, additional living expenses. Check and see how much of that you have as well.
There are families out there right now that are going, oh my gosh, I have to evacuate my home. Not many, but there have been a few over the past several days. What do you advise people to take with them? You know, it's one of those things where you hope that you're in that situation, but if you are, you got to think quick, you got to move fast. What do you take?
Christine, no one wants to think of the unthinkable happening.
Sure.
So think about it ahead of time. Make a plan. You know, you want to grab those sentimental items, but you want your financial documents, your insurance documents, and then really as part of that plan, have a home inventory. If you have time, if you're on a reverse 911, no. But if you have time, videotape all of your personal possessions. If you're lucky enough not to be in the path of a fire, make sure you get out those video cameras, just your cell phones, take photographs. We also have free downloadable software where you can actually just download it into your computer. It'll take you through room by room. You can put in receipts, and that will be all ready to go. You have a ready kit if you are an evacuation notice. So time to be thinking about that insurance. Check with your insurance agent. What kind of coverages do I have? Am I covered for fire? Am I covered for flood? No, that's separate.
Never a bad time to know that either.
We're in flood season too.
And it's very difficult to get insurance for flood insurance unless you're in a floodplain, that sort of thing.
No, you can get it actually if your community participates in the National Flood Insurance Program.
Oh, okay.
Even in a low-risk area, you'll pay less for it. So that is something people think, but you can buy separate flood insurance. Be thinking about it. We're in flood season. We've had wind damage with all these high winds, and we're in fire season early, unfortunately.
But what I was going to ask you, and thank you for correcting that, but is it easier to get fire insurance than it is like flood insurance?
Fire is considered covered under your standard homeowners, renters, business insurance policy. So you're covered. It's how much am I covered for? What are my limits? What are my deductibles? And then when it comes to flood, that is a separate coverage. If you're in a lower risk area, and 20% of our claims come from low to moderate risk areas, be considering weighing that risk. A lot of our folks who've been through wildfires, they're in those burn scar areas, they're at heightened risk for flooding. That's the second disaster. So they really need to be be thinking about separate flood coverage.
Well, we
Good to know.
appreciate you being here.
Carol Walker, thank you as always. Appreciate it.
Getting the word out.
Yeah, we'll be talking with Marty more about the high fire and with fire danger coming up just a little bit.